Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly love reading. So let's see what's going on for you in terms of love. The Seven of Wands in reverse, the Three of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Cups, and the King of Swords in reverse. I was so scared you would reject the real me and leave me, so I put on a mask and felt I could never take it off again. A fantasy is unrealistic. A grounded reality cannot manifest out of such illusion. When you make me the source of your happiness, you're setting me up for failure. I could never muster up the courage to tell you how I felt. I loved you from afar every day. I regret my actions. I wish I could turn back time. Karma. Called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You've got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. And I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it says longing for home, homesick for the stars. Okay, so what's blocking this person from coming forward? So this person missed out on an opportunity. And I feel this was karmic, like there was a karmic lesson to learn. This person may have a karmic partner because there is the Three of Cups in reverse as well. Just looking at the cards. Seven of Wands in reverse. So I feel like this person, what's blocking them from coming forward partially at this time is they feel like you've given up on the connection. You tried to hold on, you tried to hang in there, you tried to be strong, you were patient, you were compassionate, very understanding, and they just sat there and they still didn't take this offer that you were giving them. And so they missed out on an opportunity. They're regretting it now with that Four of Cups being in reverse. They're feeling bored. It's really interesting. Four of Cups, it normally shows one cup is being offered, and that's like the Ace of Cups. That's the love that you are offering this person. But it normally shows them focusing on three other cups in front of them, like that Three of Cups. So there was some kind of third-party energy that they were focusing on. It could have been another person. It could have been a lifestyle that they didn't want to give up. You know, if they didn't have much responsibility, basically, they didn't want to give that up. Or, you know, it could be wounds. It could be their comfort zone. Anything that's blocking them from, you know, taking a leap of faith and being confident in this connection, in this love, in taking a chance. They didn't take a chance, basically. They still focused on a third-party situation, whatever that was. And it was their karma. They had karma to learn from, lessons to learn from. There could be karma within your connection as well, like whatever's happened has happened for a reason, in order for difficult lessons to be revealed. You know, it's triggered up a lot of pain on both sides, is what I'm feeling. But that has forced you both, like, to face those wounds or fears that I feel like both of you are trying to avoid, like abandonment or rejection or something like that, because we have codependency and boundaries. I feel like there was codependency in the past. And then you walked away. There's the Eight of Cups. because this person was not being forthcoming with their feelings or the truth or something like that. So what's blocking them at this time is they feel like you've walked away, they feel like you've thrown in the towel, they feel like perhaps you're in a third party situation now, you may be in another relationship, or you may have felt called to go in a different direction. Soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. So if there was codependency, you stepped out of that now, and that is something that really had to happen. Maybe, you know, something really drastic had to happen to make you finally surrender and stop putting your life on hold or something like that. And it was time for them to step up. This is called. So they felt this soul calling, but they either used their free will to not choose this connection or you. They chose fear over love, fear over their soul calling. They chose to turn their back on what you were offering them, or they took it for granted. They felt like what you were offering them was always going to be there. So then they may also feel like it's hopeless if you've walked away, or they may feel like it's hopeless if they've struggled so much to take a leap of faith and have courage and face their inner wounds, basically. But there is karma. The 8 of Cups to me is also about temporarily walking away from this connection to walk towards the moon energy, which is the subconscious, walking towards going inwards, doing their healing work. But also the moon is about illusion, so I feel like you walked away because this person was either not being totally honest and was creating illusions, or you basically saw something clearly. You felt like this person wasn't taking your connection seriously. With this 3 of Cups in reverse, this is like the third party energy in reverse. So this person, they were really being called to let go of anyone or anything that wasn't serving them. They were being asked to let go of lower vibrational energies, letting go of fear and rising up, coming into like a reunion with themselves and with you, because it shows the ghosts are like plaited together or bound together in a knot. So that could be your connection, but there's karmic ties as well. I really do feel that whatever's happened has happened to wake you both up, even though it may seem totally unfair. I feel what's blocking this person from coming forward right now is also that they are going inwards. They're seeing some mistakes they made, they're having regrets, they're trying to figure things out. But on the surface, with this King of Swords in reverse, they're trying to put on a poker face, they're being cold, they're not communicating, they're withdrawing, they may have ghosted you, but I feel it's because you walked away from them, and they're trying to just sort of reciprocate that kind of thing. Some stubbornness going on, perhaps. I was so scared that you would reject the real me and leave, so I put on a mask and felt I could never take it off again. So yeah, this person didn't feel good enough, so they may have tried to exaggerate certain aspects of themselves or wear masks. They try to like mold themselves to be what they thought you wanted them to be. Sorry, my stomach is like rumbling. I hope you can't hear that. too much. Yeah, so this person, they basically put on a show for you. They thought that you would want them to be a certain way, and so they tried to live up to their own illusions about what you wanted them to be, whereas you just wanted them to be open and honest and their true self. And that's why they're putting on that poker face right now as well, because they're afraid that if they come forward to you, then you may reject them and they'd feel foolish. But they also feel like they've already made a fool of themselves based on what's happened in the past, and so they're kind of like, they don't know how to show their face to you. A fantasy is unrealistic. A grounded reality cannot manifest out of such illusion. So yeah, I feel this codependency energy. There was some kind of fantasy aspects perhaps being projected into this connection. Maybe it was like living for the future, or some false promises were given or something, or it wasn't fully grounding in the here and now. And so there may have been this energy of getting too caught up in living this connection through fantasy, or living it through the mind, thinking about the future, but it wasn't fully grounded. It can also be like if one of you or both of you are wearing some masks, then that's because deep down this person didn't feel good enough about who they truly are, and so they were trying to create a perception which wasn't real, and so they felt like they couldn't get close to you. And this may still be an aspect. They feel like they can't get close to you because that means that they would have to take off that mask. They would have to kind of fess up or confess any lies or anything they exaggerated or wasn't quite true. And that was creating a block, because they felt like you'd be annoyed or disappointed if they revealed their true self, or the true reality of the circumstances, or something like that. And so a grounded relationship could not manifest out of such illusion. The illusions, the fears were blocking anything from developing further in the 3D is what I'm feeling. Although I feel like emotions were developing and getting stronger and stronger for each other. But something had to happen, some kind of tower moment had to happen, I feel, where one of you had to walk away and there'd be this separation so that codependency could be overcome. Its boundaries as well, healthy boundaries have been created, and that was really needed. When you make me the source of your happiness, you're setting me up for failure. So what's been blocking this person is they, whether this is true or not, they felt as though you had high expectations of them that they couldn't live up to, or they felt like subconsciously you were looking for them to love you in the ways that you haven't felt loved in your past or in your childhood or something like that. Like they may have felt like you were subconsciously wanting a commitment from them in order to feel validated or lovable, or or things like that. And they felt like they couldn't live up to that. They couldn't shoulder, they couldn't have you placing your happiness on their shoulders, or vice versa. And also it's about the energetic alignment or misalignment. When we're not in a love vibration within ourselves, then we cannot align with love, because there's more healing to be done. So I feel like that's on both sides. I could never muster up the courage to tell you how I felt. I've loved you from afar every day. So yeah, this person really struggled to be open and honest about their feelings because of fear of abandonment, a fear of you walking away. So they had their guard up, and they regret their actions. They wish they could turn back time, because I do feel like their actions led to some kind of separation. But like I said, I do also feel like it had to happen to release any remnants of codependency on either side. So this person's now feeling called, soul gifts and training. So yeah, there's a lot of lessons, a lot of awakening to the soul within both of you within this connection. It's time to step up. It's time for this person to be their true authentic self. Maybe with you as well. Maybe you didn't have healthy boundaries in the past. Maybe you were letting this person get away with things and treating you in ways which wasn't very self-loving for you to just accept that. So maybe you had to learn some healthy boundaries. It's time to step up. So things have shifted in a positive way, even though it may feel really negative. It's liberated you both from that codependency, which was a fear-based energy that blocks love. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. So this person's feeling called to step up. They're feeling that magnetic pull to you. You've got the love. They feel that deep, deep love for you. You're the one that they love. And they're longing for home, homesick for the stars. So they feel that they have a connection with you from beyond this lifetime. They feel that you're soulmates or twin flames, and that your true soul energies are always connected, and they're feeling that homesickness. They're wanting that union in the 3D with you as well, is what I'm feeling. So let's look into these messages here as well. What's blocking them, and will they reach out? Stuck in illusion. And that's so interesting because I put these messages above these cards here, and stuck in illusion is on top of I was so scared you would reject the real me and leave me, so I put on a mask and felt I could never take it off again. So they felt stuck, or they may still feel a bit stuck with this mask or perception that they portrayed to you, and they feel like they're stuck in that illusion. They feel like you're going to be angry at them or really, really disappointed when they reveal their true self. Panic. So yeah, this person is panicking that you've left for good. They're panicking because they don't know what to do. You know, they panic because they feel that if they don't step up, then they're going to lose you. But they're also panicking that if they do step up and reveal the truth to you, then they might still lose you because they acted in some foolish ways. They acted in some fearful ways, and they weren't, you know, completely honest and upfront with you about themselves or about certain things in their life, or both. Either way, they're panicking about losing you. In the palm of your hand. So yeah, they're panicking also because it's really interesting. In the palm of your hand is over this card here. When you make me the source of your happiness, you're setting me up for failure. So I feel like this was also mirrored, like they were putting so much pressure on this connection, and on themselves and on you, because they'd kind of centered their happiness, they'd centered their life, they'd centered their worthiness around you and the connection, whether it worked out or not, whether you loved them or whether you rejected them, you know. And so they really felt like they were in the palm of your hand. You could crush them at any moment, and that made them feel panicked, you know, to feel that much, to feel that intensely, and for, you know, to have the potential to feel crushed at any moment. But again, that's that codependency, and that's why this separation had to occur. So the self-love can be achieved within both of you as individuals. Too good for me. So yeah, they felt like they had to wear a mask because they didn't feel good enough for you. They're afraid that you'd see the real them and be like, oh, I'm too good for him, or I'm too good for her. But you were seeing their soul. You were in love with their soul the whole time. So one final message. Obsessed. So yeah, this person's obsessing about you. This is what I mean about them placing so much emphasis on your connection. It felt like a life or death situation. They felt so much panic. They felt like they didn't know how to move forward, but they, like I said, they feared losing you if they didn't step up, but then they also feared losing you if they did step up. And so they felt stuck in the middle, and I feel like that's what you've been experiencing from this person. They're kind of there for you. You feel that they always love you. You feel that they're obsessing about you. You feel them thinking about you all the time. You feel that connection very intensely. And so they're always there, but then they're afraid to come forward, so then it's like they're not there in the 3D. So this connection definitely isn't over. I do feel like things will work out the way they're intended to in the future for many of you. This is a general reading, so that won't be for everyone, but for a lot of you, this connection is definitely not over, and so there will be communication in the future. There's unfinished business. It's not the end, is what I'm feeling. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.